Hi guys, my name is Santo Sessa and I have your latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending December 8th. Now my dad's a little busy to be shooting these videos this week, but we want to make sure you guys still had access to this information. And that means you're going to be stuck with me for a couple days. Let's get right into it though. So this past week we sold 2 properties and both of them had offer dates on them. We're not fans of pricing homes $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 less than we know where they'll actually sell. We know how annoying that is for you guys, and for us it just doesn't do anything for our clients. That being said, we priced these homes just below market value, and we knew that would probably mean less showings, but we also knew that the people that did come to the house would be much more serious about it. And that's exactly what we wanted. We were still pretty shocked when we saw that we had over 50 showings in just a couple days, and we had to deal with more than 20 offers on offer night. This is all to say that the market is at a full sprint right now, and I'm very curious to hear from you guys. What do you think it's going to take to slow it down? Leave it in the comment section below, but for now, let's get to the numbers. If you want to talk to us about anything at all related to real estate, we've made it really easy to do that. In the description below, there's a link to a calendar. Schedule a time that works best for you, and we'll make sure that we're available at that time so we can talk to you about whatever you want to talk about real estate related. We're going to get into the numbers now, but please bear with me. This is my first time doing this. So for the City of Toronto Detached Market, we're currently sitting at an average sold price of $1,628,000. We sold 167 homes of week ending December 8th. 33 of those homes sold at $2 million or more. So average price does seem to be substantially lower than what we were at our peak just a couple months ago at $1,850,000. That'll be explained in further slides. But what we can see is that the gap from average prices this year versus last year seems to be closing. We're currently sitting at 12% higher than what we were last year, but we were sitting at around 25% a few months ago. Sold at list price or more, 76% of properties, detached properties in the City of Toronto sold at list price or more. That means it's very competitive. That means a lot of people are holding offers. Last year it was only 48, and we can see that our sales this year are still substantially lower than they were last year. Active listings. Active listings, there's currently 624 listings available. Well, at the time of making this chart, we can see here that from September 8th, we've been talking about the supply issue, that there's no new listings coming on the market, but from September 8th, you can see there's been substantially less than we have had last year. It's only now that we've kind of caught up to where we were last year. This week, we actually beat the amount of listings that we had this week last year. So that's good news. Hopefully those listings continue to rise, less pressure on prices. And months of inventory. We're sitting at less than 1 month of inventory. Average days on market is sitting at 12. Average days on market, take it with a grain of salt, bit of a fabricated number. A lot of these homes could probably sell in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th day, but since they do hold back offers, they are extending that average day the day that they're selling it. So that, again, take it with a grain of salt. Detached market. So now we can explain the big drop in prices, the average sold price for the City of Toronto detached. We can see that Central Toronto does tend to have the lion's share of the luxury properties. That's why the average sold price is much higher. And Central Toronto had quite a big drop from we were at the high of around 2,700,000. We've dropped to about 2,326,000. While East and West Toronto did stay relatively the same, and they have been kind of hovering in and around the same prices for the past few months. So West Toronto, if we look at West Toronto, we see that we have less than 1 month of inventory. We have just over 2 weeks of inventory here. Sales did go up, 60 this week versus 41 last week, and we sold at list price or more is 82%. Again, very competitive in West Toronto. Average days on market is 12, and the average sold price is up 20% from where it was 12 months ago. Central Toronto, different story. 2 months of inventory, 39 sales this week versus 47 last week. Sold at list price or more, 62%, so it's still fairly competitive there. And average price is up 18% from where it was 12 months ago. And East Toronto is probably where we have the most competition. 0.4 months of inventory. We have less than 2 weeks of inventory. 68 sales versus last week, which was the exact same. And sold at list price is 78%. Again, very competitive. Oh, wait. An average sold price is up 12% from 12 months ago. So that's good to know too. Okay, so for semis, price stayed relatively the same. We're up about $5,000 from last week. Sales were exactly the same. We sold 57 both weeks. This week we sold 15 at $1.5 million or more. Months of inventory for semis, again, really low. We're sitting at just under 2 weeks of inventory, and sold at list price or more, 84%, very competitive. Average sold price is up 21% from 12 months ago for Toronto semis. Townhouses, we had about a $60,000 jump in average sold price. We did sell only 19 townhouses, and 3 of them sold at $1.5 million or more. And again, months of inventory, below 1 month of inventory. Sold at list price or more, 74%. You're competing on most of these properties. And this says -6, but that is supposed to be +6 because we are up 6% from 12 months ago. So condos, we seem to be hovering in and around $760,000 for the average sold price. Does seem to have gone up from where we were back in the summer here, because this here shows 12 months. And so you can see from last December, we're going to see here that there wasn't too much competition last December, but we can see that average prices are slowly coming up. So condos are starting to become a lot more competitive now. We sold 335 of them last week, and 31 of them sold at $1 million or more. We can see the gap between what people were paying for condos last year versus what we were paying for condos this year. Opposite of what happened with the detached in Toronto, we see it actually expanding quite a bit. So we are at 23% higher than where we were this time last year. Sold at list price or more, sitting at 51%, so it's still not that competitive. On about half of the condos, you're competing in offers. Last year it was 21%. We can see, if you look at the prices from last year, or if I can go back, if you look at the prices from last year, you can see that there wasn't much competition, but now we can see prices are starting to come up. A lot more competition now. How do I get back to this slide? Nope. 21%, yes, this was the one. And we are currently sitting at less sales than we've done last year at this time. So listings, again, same story that we had with the detached, where listings from here, we have from September 8th, we can see that we've been listing substantially less than we have last year. We're still, this week, we're still less than we did at the same time last week. We're currently sitting at 1,534 active listings at the time of making this chart. Months of inventory for condos is sitting at 1.1. Their average days on market is sitting at 20. And this chart breaks down all the things we talked about today, and it shows you the direction of the months of inventory. So detached, we can see the months of inventory dropped from the week prior. We can see semis dropped. Towns, condos stayed the exact same. Central Toronto was the only one that went up, but West Toronto and East Toronto, the months of inventory dropped week over week. That's it for today. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.